Hi Spirit Fam, welcome to the channel. Today I have a pick a card for you on releasing doubt and accepting clarity. If you are new to the channel, welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I am a psychic intuitive, a spiritual coach, a sound healing practitioner, and a master professional clearer. If you are one of our regulars, thank you so much for being here. I am so happy to have you, and I am grateful for each and every single one of you. Okay, Spirit Fam. So in front of you, you see 3 piles that you get to choose from for today's pick a card. So I want to focus in on the gold symbol that you see in front of you. So pile 1 is going to be represented, if I can get it up, I'm so sorry, is going to be represented here by this beautiful, let me get it to focus. So pile 1 is going to be represented by this beautiful gold. It is Metatron's cube. So this is going to be pile 1. So what I want you to do is I want you to really focus in on your energy and allow your intuition to guide you to whichever symbol is calling out to you. Pile 2 is going to be represented by this beautiful Sri Yantra symbol. Now this is the symbol of divine feminine energy, and it is also abundance. So this is pile 2. Pile 3 is going to be represented by the flower of life. So this is going to be pile 3. So once again, allow your intuition to guide you towards the pile that is calling out to you. So once again, we have pile 1 with Metatron's cube, pile 2 with the Sri Yantra symbol, and pile 3 with the flower of life. And I want to show you, I'm going to put it on, I'm going to remove it off of the card so that you can actually see the symbol clearly. So again, pile 1 with Metatron's cube, pile 2 with Sri Yantra, and pile 3 with the flower of life. Without further ado, Spirit Fam, let's go ahead and dive right into your pick a card. Hi, pile 1. You have chosen Metatron's cube, which is a very powerful symbol, and it is primarily used for higher forms of consciousness and learning and healing. So we're going to start off with your cards. And we're going to start off with a Moonology card. The reason I specifically chose this was because the moon is representative of our emotions, the energy that is surrounding us. And I feel that since this pick a card is all about releasing doubt and accepting the clarity that's coming through behind the doubt, I feel this is important. So your first card we are starting off with here, and I'm going to move your symbol, is going to be you are good enough. So if you are doubting at this time here, pile 1, that you are valuable, that you are worthy, that you are capable of accomplishing things, then this is your spirit team coming forward to let you know that you are good enough. This is going to be a full moon in Virgo. Now, next we have surrender unhealthy relationships. So now this is really starting to put together a big picture for you here, pile 1. So with surrendering unhealthy relationships, maybe you're doubting that you are worthy of having a good relationship. And the message here with surrender unhealthy relationships is let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. This is a great message for you here, pile 1, because I feel that if you have doubt right now that you are, gonna have healthy relationships or that you're gonna have trustworthy people in your life, I feel that where we need to start is, number 1, the clarity that's coming through here is that, number 1, you need to understand that you deserve better, that you are worthy to be treasured and to be valued and to be appreciated in your life. And this is important because I feel a lot of times we tend to dismiss those types of messages. So the one thing that you need to understand here with the full moon in Virgo is that it's time for you to be really honest with yourself and understand the true question here, right? Like, what is leading you to ask a question that you might have, the doubt that is within your heart, that is within you, that is making you question what's actually going on in your relationships. I feel that in this particular aspect, this could be that maybe you are underrating yourself. Maybe you're not giving yourself enough credit, and maybe you're not seeing your worth or your value, and you're not truly understanding what that truly means to you. And so I think you need to stop really worrying so much about the things that are not happening in your life and really focus on the things that your spirit team is ultimately trying to get you to see and to understand. Now, full moon energy is all about releasing. It is about letting go of the things that no longer serve you. It's about releasing all of the unhealthy aspects that are sort of keeping you stuck in this space of unworthiness. So this is what you're needing to release and let go. So stop doubting yourself. Stop focusing your energy on the things that, aren't really working out for you, because that ultimately is not where you need to be. Now, we're going to dive right into the tarot here because I feel that this is going to give us more context to what's actually going on. So you have the 10 of Swords here. So the 10 of Swords is all about letting things that are meant to die, right? So it's about releasing the old and facing towards a new dawn, a new beginning, right? You also have the 8 of Swords here. And I want you to understand that the energy, the doubt that you are carrying within you is keeping you stuck. It's keeping you restricted. It's making you feel like everything that you are witnessing or experiencing is sort of giving you that, it's almost when you particularly sort of make your reality become a reality by the things that you feel, the things that you think, and the things that you do. It's important to understand that the only way that you can step out of the illusion of being trapped or being restricted is you. You have to be willing to see the truth. You have to be willing to see beyond your current situation or your current circumstance. Next, you have the 6 of Pentacles, and this is huge because what this is saying is that you ultimately want relationships in your life. You want to be able to experience reciprocity, which is an equal give and take. You want to be able to see people, to have people see you and see your value and see your worth. But my question for you here, pile 1, is how do you see yourself? Pay very close attention here to this 8 of Swords as you see this woman in this basket, and she is seeing herself in the mirror, but she's seeing herself as blinded and tied up. That is an illusion. That is ultimately just a fear. It is her mind convincing her that she can't step out of her situation. And I feel for you, pile 1, this is what you're ultimately needing to see. You're needing to see how your mind and your thoughts are restricting you from seeing things clearly. Okay. Next, you have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So this is interesting because wand energy is all about our passions. And I feel that you might be passionate about certain things. And I feel that when it comes to your relationships, you're usually all in. But I feel this is where you need to protect yourself a little bit more, because you're only allowing, the reason you're experiencing the relationships in the way that you are is because you don't have any boundaries. Your passion, your desire, the things that you ultimately bring forth in a relationship is ultimately taking over, right? Like, so all that energy that you're putting into a relationship is coming at you full steam ahead, and you need to sort of tame that a little bit, okay? You need to give people a reason to, it's almost like when it comes to a relationship and you're feeding the flame and you're feeding the fire, it has to be the both of you. It can't just be one of you. So I feel that you ultimately give more, you feed more of the flame in relationships than the other person. And this is why you crave reciprocity. This is why you want to have that and experience that equal give and that equal take. Your last card here is the 8 of Cups, and this is you walking away from any situation that you know is not serving you, that is not healthy, and that is toxic in nature. This is you standing up for yourself. This is, so I love this. So I want you to recognize this. So you start off at the 10 of Swords here, which is where you recognize that something has now come to an end and it isn't going to give you anything. There's no point in you facing it and you trying to relive it or make it regrow or bring it back to life, because you already feel that it didn't give you the energy that you ultimately wanted. So this is you choosing yourself for the first time and walking away from the situation or the circumstance or the relationship. Now, pile 1, you did get 2 additional cards, and I am going to share those with you now. So your next card was the 9 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. So here's what I'm going to say about this. The 9 of Wands is all about everything that you have worked so hard for, that sometimes it can be very exhausting. And you are trying really hard to protect yourself in these relationships. But if you're really having to work really hard in these relationships, then it isn't worth your time and your energy. You want the type of energy that is going to be giving, that is going to be nurturing, that is going to be shared amongst you and those other individuals. The 3 of Cups is all about celebrating. It's about sisterhood, brotherhood. It's about coming together with individuals that see you, that hear you, that understand you, that love and appreciate and value you. This is what you are needing to understand here in what you are this is the clarity here. So this is what you're needing to understand. So let's dive a little bit deeper, shall we? So next up we have, okay, this is interesting. Next we have landing with mastery and then adventure. Okay, so here is what I'm seeing here. I always start with the middle card when there's 3 cards, because this truly gives me the heart of the reading. It gives me the heart of the message here. I feel that when it comes to relationships, when it comes to understanding the lesson or hearing the guidance and the clarity when you are in a state of doubt, is that this is what you are learning. This is what you are growing towards. This is what you are becoming the master of. And I feel that this is about a master of self, okay? Because I feel that when you get to a certain place here with landing, you become so comfortable that you basically cop a squat, right? You become so comfortable in the situation, in the relationship, whatever it is, and you just sit there and you admire it, but you don't fight for what you want. And it's important that you understand here, pile 1, that if you stay within your comfort zone, it isn't going to help you rise or move towards a new adventure, a new relationship, or anything like that. With the mastery here, this is about you learning to master oneself, to master your thoughts, master your emotions, master your beliefs. And it's really about fighting for the things that you ultimately love and that you desire and that you are passionate about. The adventure is all about taking a risk. It's about understanding that sometimes you have to do things that you're not comfortable with. And sometimes that means you have to step out over the edge and allow yourself to just be drifted into a new adventure, a new beginning. So this is important. So next we have, I love this. So next we have Hasta la Vista, baby. Musing right along and pick up after yourself. Okay, this is huge because we are starting off with musing right along. Remember, I always go with the middle card. So musing right along. What does this truly mean? What is the message trying to tell you? So with musing right along, this is about acceptance, right? So in the book, it says, might as well write your acceptance speech. Your creative mojo is in rare form. Inspired ideas, brilliant schemes, and colossal plans are steaming in from every direction, courtesy of your inner muse. Get out a bucket and drink in the sweet nectar of inventiveness and fun. Okay. When you correlate this message here, pile 1, to this actual, pick a card, what it's truly saying is that you need to feed that inner creative within you. You need to allow that inner creative to sort of give you the ideas, to give you the inspirations of what the next step is. Because when you tap into that, you're ultimately tapping into your psychic intuition. You are tapping into that inner guidance, that higher self, right? And understand that when things fall away in our life, right? The hasta la vista, baby. When they fall away, they're meant to fall away. So if there are certain relationships that you feel are not balanced, they're not whole, they're not supportive, they're not giving, then and those relationships start to sort of break apart and fall away and they feel uncomfortable and they no longer feel like they fit, then you must let them fall. Let them go where they may. So the book in the Hasta la Vista says, remember that song Queen Elsa sings in the Disney movie Frozen when she unleashes her magic? Well, if you didn't catch this animated flick, it's time to let it go. Let the things go that need to fall away. Walk away. And just like you never look back at the trash can you leave at the curb, don't give it a second glance. It's time for new beginnings. Out with the old and in with the new. And this is important here, pile 1, because what this is saying is that when things sort of fall apart, in the time that they do, they're meant to. And you're meant to accept that. You're meant to leave them where they are because they're no longer meant for you. Moving on to pick up after yourself. This is about the blame game. This is about you recognizing that you can no longer blame yourself for the way that things turned out or for how people respond or how they react to you walking away, because this is you in this 8 of Cups over here, walking away from those relationships, from those circumstances and situations that you know no longer serve you. It's time to realize that the only person who can affect you in any way is you, especially when it comes to our thoughts and our beliefs. Within your mind, your own mind is the answer to every question and the power to accomplish anything. take charge, and be accountable, and let's do this thing. So what this is saying is that the time of blaming yourself, of beating yourself up over relationships not working or certain things not going your way, that time is over. It is time for you to let it go, release it so that you can move forward and move on. So moving on to your next message here. So next we have bearing fruit and mindful. Okay, this is huge. Okay. I want to focus a little bit on the mindful, because the mindful really speaks about the things that we ultimately think about, right? And the things that we focus on. And I feel that the most important thing for you here is recognizing that which you focus upon is ultimately what you are going to witness and what you are going to experience in your life here. Now, the bearing fruit is about birthing new things. Again, we're focusing in on the new beginnings, and it's about recognizing all of the hard work that you put into starting over and to not falling into old habits or old patterns. It's about being consistent in your efforts when it comes to manifesting the things that you desire, because you ultimately want to see it, you want to experience it, and you want it to be a part of your everyday life, right? So when it comes to relationships for you here, pile one, it is important for you to be aware of your limiting beliefs. It's important for you to be aware of the things that you are constantly focusing upon, because that which you focus upon, you bring upon in your life. You ultimately see, everything that goes on in your mind will ultimately reveal itself to you in the external world. That is the most important thing for you to remember here. Now, we are going to move on to some more clarity and some more insight from my own personal deck, Essence of Divinity. And I want to tell you, for all of these decks, these cards were spitting out like fire. So, number one, we have surrender. So this is about taking a pause, surrender, and trusting the process. This is about letting go of control. Remember that phrase, let it go. This is just trusting that you are exactly where you need to be and things are happening exactly as they should. Next, we have temptation. Now this one's huge, because this is about you releasing the bonds of attachment that you have when it comes to relationships, because a lot of times we're so comfortable in those relationships, we're tempted to stay. We're tempted to make them work. We're tempted to just keep them because we're so afraid of losing them. And this is saying release those bonds, because those bonds are no longer have value, right? They're not reciprocal in any way. Next, we have transformation. So this is about finding peace in this transformation that you are currently going through when it comes to relationships, and understanding that these transformations are helping you sort of be reborn into a new way of being and experiencing when it comes to relationships. And last, you have sanctuary. This is about making sure that as you go through this transformation, because it isn't going to be easy. I want to point that out here, pile one. As you go through this transformation, it is important that you create a space where you feel present, where you feel grounded, where you feel connected to source, and more importantly, where you feel safe. So we are last going to get a message from Archangel Metatron, and your message here is joy and happiness, and it is the color yellow. So this to me is really bringing up our solar plexus, and our solar plexus energy in our chakra is all about a sense of belonging. It is how we connect and how we feel connected to others around us and outside of us. And this is our joy and happiness sector, right? But if we don't feel like we are connected, if we feel that there is no belonging for us, then that can ultimately feel very, it can feel very jolting for us. So I'm going to read you what it says in the book here, because I feel this is going to give you the most context and the message that Metatron needs you to hear here. So, feel the magnificence of the yellow healing ray penetrating deep into yourselves, lifting them and all parts of you to create joy and happiness, and to see the beauty that is around you. Imagine your organs and every part of you smiling. How wonderful does that feel? To absorb the gifts and blessings of yellow is to allow in vibrations of happiness, joy, laughter, childhood, innocence, play, and the sun as the life force of our world. We need the sun's warmth to keep us alive and to create growth and vitality. To turn away from the brightest shades of the color spectrum is to turn away and hide from life itself. Instead, look again at how this potent color may help you in your life right now. One of nature's 3 primary colors, yellow is a building block for so many other tones and shades, just as the sun is a primary source for so many areas of life. Yellow also reminds us not to be so serious all of the time, but to have a childlike curiosity for life's riches, and not to fear life, but to find a place for doing what we love and being with those who make us content. The yellow ray is a reminder that after any storm we pass through in life that knocks us down and saddens us, the sun's energy can restore us back to our prolific best, happy in who we are and what we do. Pile 1, this is going to be your beautiful message here on the clarity that you need to hear, that you need so that you can release any doubt and surrender these relationships that are keeping you stuck. Thank you so much for joining me today, Pile 1, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Bye, guys. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your pick a card on releasing doubt and accepting the clarity that Spirit has for you. So you have chosen this beautiful Shri Yantra symbol. So let's go ahead and dive right into your message from Spirit. So we are going to start off with a Moonology card. And the reason I specifically chose Moonology was because the moon is representative of our emotions and our secrets and the things that we often hide from ourselves. So the card that you received here is a disseminating moon. So this is about time, taking time to breathe out. And your next card is surrender, defensiveness. So, okay. The message with defensiveness says this. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out. Then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Okay. So I feel that what's transpiring here is that a lot of times when it comes to conflicts or how we communicate here, Pile 2, you tend to take a very defensive anger approach. And I feel that what Spirit, the clarity that you need here when it comes to when you are in doubt of whether you've done a great job or whether you've done something appropriately, or even when you're doubting yourself, you tend to fuse towards anger and frustration, and that is what ultimately creates friction in your life. And your message here is about taking time to just breathe. It's about taking that pause. It's about remembering that sometimes when we are able to truly just focus on how we are feeling, and allowing ourselves to just breathe through anything that we are going through, it gives us more clarity. It gives us a sense of what we are truly needing to express or to hear or to be aware of or to experience in some form of or fashion. Now, this disseminating full moon is basically whatever transpires, it's ultimately what you're left with. So it suggests that whatever situation that you are in, understand that that situation has now peaked. It has reached its full capacity, right? And it's time for you to regroup, to sort of realign yourself and to learn from the experience rather than dismissing it and moving ahead. Again, this is about focusing our energy and focusing our emotions on being centered, being grounded, right? And allowing ourselves to not let our emotions take over. So let's move on to the tarot here, pile 2, because I think this is going to give us more insight. So first off, we are starting with the Queen of Swords here. And the Queen of Swords is all about intellect. So the decisions that they make here, pile 2, is all based on past experience, and they're thinking about it analytically and logically. They are not attached emotionally whatsoever. And I feel that this is ultimately what you're needing to do. This is why you got the time, take time to breathe, because they're wanting you not to be so attached emotionally to the situation, to the circumstance. They're wanting you to be able to sort of see everything. With the Nine of Pentacles, this is all about recognizing that we create our own reality based on the things that we think and how we feel about those things. But instead of looking at the situation or the things that you experience as bad things, instead of looking at them as mistakes or flaws, what you need to be doing is looking at them, examining them, and seeing them as opportunities of growth, opportunities of learning here with the Nine of Pentacles. It's about truly understanding here, pile 2, that everything that you encounter and that you experience, when you think about it logically and analytically, it's teaching you something. It's giving you something that you can ultimately utilize in the future. Next, at the heart of your reading here, you have the Two of Wands. Now, this is about you deciding. You need to ultimately choose where you want to go from here, pile 2, because I feel like you're doubting whether you're in the right place, whether you're doing exactly what you're meant to be doing. And you could be bored. You could ultimately be bored in what you're doing. And this is the reason why you're so frustrated and why you get defensive, because you feel like you've wasted all of your time and you're not really seeing the results that you want. And you might not be seeing those results because you're not looking at them in the right way, right? You're looking at them from a very, low vibrational frequency that is very defensive, right? You're not looking at it wholeheartedly or from a place of compassion and growth. With the Two of Wands, this is ultimately about you needing to decide. What path are you going to take? Are you ready for the next adventure? Are you ready to make a change? Are you ready to experience something different? Because if you are, then with the Four of Pentacles here, you need to let go of any beliefs that you have based in your security. And it could be that maybe the reason why, pile 2, you haven't made this shift or you haven't made this change is because maybe you're so afraid that you're not going to be able to support yourself, or that you're not going to be able to have the luxuries or the things that you ultimately want. But again, that is a doubt. That is a fear that you need to release. And the clarity behind all of that here with this Seven of Wands is that you have to be able to protect your energy in how you feel and in your thoughts, right? Wand energy is all about our passions and our desires. And it's all about, working really hard and standing our ground. In this particular instance, pile 2, when I see the Four of Pentacles with the Seven of Wands, this tells me that you don't believe in yourself enough to feel like you could do the things that you ultimately want to do, which is why you're so frustrated in yourself. This is why you get defensive, because there's a part of you that tells yourself that you can do it, that you could accomplish it. And then there's another part of yourself that tells yourself, I'm not smart enough. I can't do it. It's too big of a risk. I might fail, right? You're more afraid of failing than you are of proving yourself wrong. And this is why you need to decide here with the Two of Wands. You need to decide today, pile 2, what is it that you're wanting to experience and what kind of life are you wanting to have? Because that means that ultimately you're going to have to take a risk. You're going to have to, protect yourself, your desires, your dreams, especially your passions. You have to protect that which you are desiring and you're wanting to work towards enough to be able to say, I'm ready for change. Okay. Next, we're going to move on to invitation, underworld. Oh, I love this with celestial realm. Okay. Here's what this is saying, pile 2. You are being invited by your own spirit team, no less, to delve deep within yourself, to face your fears, to face the uncertainty, to take those risks, to dive deep into the unknown so that you can overcome with joy and with success all of those doubts that you have. This is the clarity here, that sometimes the only way to get through or the only way to move past these doubts is to just move right through them, to face them head on. And sometimes that can be very challenging. Sometimes that can feel so uncomfortable and it makes us feel real icky, right? It makes us feel like we're not like really doing the thing that we're supposed to be doing. So let's move a little bit deeper. So next we have sticky wicket. Oh, this is interesting. So the sticky wicket here is all about you being very cautious, right? You feel that it's a very delicate situation, and I feel like this is why that fear is really making you pause, right? But I feel like right now you need a pause. You need to think about it analytically and logically, not emotionally. You need to really think about it and really ask yourself, where do I want to go from here? What is it exactly that I want to do? Next we have, look at that, all in. So all in is really about letting you know that your team is saying all systems are go. There is nothing preventing you from accomplishing the things that you want, other than your own limiting beliefs, other than your own thoughts. The message here is that whatever you do right now, do not hold back. This is the perfect time to give it everything you've got. For every inch you move toward your dream, the universe will move it 10 miles closer. It's time to raise the stakes and play your hand. I'd jump on in if I were you. So I feel that maybe in the past, in the beginning, I feel that you were in that pause moment. You were in that moment where you're like, I'm just not sure. I'm so unsure about what I need to do and where I need to go and all of that, right? But now they're saying, what's holding you back? Why is it taking you so long to make this decision, to jump in, to change, right? This is falling right on your Two of Wands where it's a choice. You have to make a choice here. Your next card is, look at that, Talking Smack. I love it. This is about small thinking. This is about you, your mind, you know, your thoughts, your beliefs that are preventing you from doing what you are meant to do, right? So this is about, so in the book it says, that small thinking you've been doing, get over it. There's no reason to compare yourself to others because there is no other like you. The only person capable of putting you down is you. So all that remains are 3 little questions. Why? These are deep questions here, pile 2, that you must really ask yourself. Why are you allowing your fear and your doubt to prevent you from moving forward? Whether it's because you feel someone else might have already created something, whatever it might be, whatever your situation is, pile 2. Why? Why have you not made the choice to move or to shift and move forward? Next, we have Beyond the Ordinary. I love this because what this is saying here with the Beyond the Ordinary is that you are unique. There is nobody like you. What you have, what you offer, what you are bringing to the table is ultimately so beyond what there is already, what there is out there, that this is what you're needing to bring forward. You're needing to accept your uniqueness and your individuality. Next, you have Lost Compass, getting back to integrity. So this is really about you needing to come back to yourself. See yourself, see your uniqueness. Recognize that what you offer to this world and to the people around you is ultimately unique to you. No one else can do what you do but you. So this is about you needing to come back to center, needing to refocus back on who you are and what you are here to do. Next, we are going to dive into my oracle deck, which is the Essence of Divinity. And so your messages, I love this. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love this. So you got learning. So right off the bat, know that the experiences that you've had in the past, those experiences lead you towards great knowledge and great wisdom. You are learning with every experience that you encounter in life. Remember that. Next, you have fate and destiny. I love this. So what this is saying is surrender to your fate and allow your destiny to be revealed. So what this means is that when you can accept where you are and make intellectual choices and not allow your emotions to intervene, and you allow things to flow naturally to you, your destiny and your path will ultimately reveal itself to you. At the heart of your reading right here, you have, where am I? This is huge because this is ultimately, I feel, where you are right now. You're really asking you, where am I? What have I done? What have I accomplished? Where am I going? Right? And the message here is, when faced with obstacles, always check in. And what I'm going to say to you here, pile 2, is when faced with doubt, always check in with yourself. Really ask yourself, am I fully present in this moment? Am I fully present in this moment? Because a lot of times when we are in doubt, when we are in fear, when we are in uncertainty, we are more than likely in our emotion that has transitioned us to the past. When we're anxious, I want you to understand, anxiety, when you are anxious about something, you are in the future. You are not present because you're worrying about things that have yet to come. And when you are doubting yourself or when you're in fear, you're in the past. You're focusing on things that didn't go right from the past. So when you are in doubt, stop, be present, and really ask yourself, where am I? Where are you feeling it? Next, you have Self-reflection. This is huge because this is wanting you to really evaluate yourself. It's really wanting you to look deeply at yourself. And it's wanting you to honor every single aspect of yourself. Recognize who you are. See your authenticity for what it is. Next, you have relationships. Now, this is important, right? Because this is about understanding that every experience, okay, and how you respond to every situation. Because remember, in the beginning, we have surrender defensiveness. So understand that when you are fearful, when you are doubtful, when you are anxious, when you are uncertain about where you are going, you end up focusing that energy into your emotions so much that you end up lashing out to the people around you. And it's important for you to also recognize what kind of people are around you. Do you have relationships around you that are buildable? Can you build upon those relationships? Are they like-minded? Do they believe the same things? Do they have the same, source of motivation and inspiration and positivity? Do they believe in you? Those are the types of things that you want to cultivate for yourself here, pile 2. And last but not least, we are going to get a message from Archangel Metatron here. And your message, I love this, is creation. And it is about expansion in your life. And I think this is huge for you here, pile 2, because I do feel that there is a lot of expansion happening in your life. I'm going to read you what it says in the book because I feel this is important. Every single thing within the universe starts from an initial thought. To create anything, we first have to think it, dream it, and above all, believe it is possible with every sense available to us. The energy of creation is there to help change and improve our lives. Sparks of creative light that can be sent out and bought back, manifested as something tangible and real. The flower of life shown here is a sacred symbol that assists you with creating. Every action, thought, and deed is boosted by focusing on its geometry and energy, helping you to kickstart, expand, or grow anything we want. Focusing on the image alone will bring healing to any block that prevents this from being so. There are no limits to what we are capable of creating. We are all master creators, able to manifest whatever we set our minds to. And yet, Archangel Metatron reminds us that we have to create with our hearts as well as our minds. Our minds know only what they have already experienced. The heart can lead us on a path to bigger things not yet imagined. Look around you at your inner and outer world and assess what needs changing or altering. You have the power to do this now with your heart and mind. If you need to walk away from old, outworn situations that dull your sparkle and joy of life, seek out alternatives and be creative in your approach to doing so. Talk to others, expand your horizons, and visit new places to provide you with fresh impetus. You are born with unique gifts and talents. You are being reminded that you have untapped skills. It may be time to take up a creative pursuit. Whatever it is, do it with enthusiasm and success will follow. If you have forgotten what these gifts are, let Metatron remind you. He knows all you are capable of and more. The power of creation is yours. Use it well. The one additional thing I'm going to say here for you, pile 2, is that if you were also drawn to pile 3, which had the flower of life symbol on it, then I'm going to highly advise you to listen to that message as well, because there's something in it there for you. So pile 2, thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Bye, guys. Hi. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your pick a card on releasing doubt and accepting the clarity that your spirit team has for you. So we are going to dive right into your message, and we are starting out with a Moonology card. Now, the reason I chose the Moonology card is because the moon represents the secrets that we often hide from ourselves, and it also represents our emotions. So your Moonology card is a personal issue reaches resolution. Your next card is surrender your fear of change. Love this. So your surrender message says the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. Okay, let's combine the messages here for you, Pile 3. I feel that you have sort of come to a place where there might have been something really big that has sort of come to an end. And having that come to an end, whether it's something in your health, something in your finances, your relationships, or maybe in your career, whatever it is, it's sort of putting you in this space of fear. And that fear is causing doubt. And that doubt is keeping you stuck. Okay? It's not really helping you in any way. And I feel that this is why you were drawn to the flower of life symbol, because the flower of life symbol is all about creation. It's about birthing something. And I want to point out that if you were drawn to the flower of life, I feel that it might be important for you to listen to Pile 2, because the Archangel Metatron message that came through in Pile 2 was all about the flower of life. So this personal issue, this full moon in Cancer here. Now, I feel that a full moon is all about releasing. Cancer energy is all about the emotions. Okay, it's like a super emotional, supercharged time. And I feel that maybe right now you might be feeling an explosion of emotions, an explosion of feelings around you if you're a Cancer. And it could be, maybe whatever situation it was that is now coming to an end, it was very emotionally evoking and powerful to the point that it sort of overwhelmed you to the extent that it pushed you into fear. Okay. So I feel that understand that whatever situation that was, it has come to an end, right? And now it's time for you to let go of the fear that you had associated with that event or what was going on. Okay. So let's move on. So we are starting out in the tarot here with the Seven of Swords. And this is interesting because the Seven of Swords is my lying, cheating, stealing card, right? The one important thing that I want you to remember with the Seven of Swords is that even though it is the lying, cheating, stealing card, it is all about your intentions. Okay, and whatever situation this was, whether it was a he said, she said kind of a thing, the intention that this whole situation started from was not one of a loving nature. I just want to make that very clear, okay? I feel that whatever situation this was, it made you sort of take a very different look. And you sort of had to sort of take a risk, whether that was, it was a risk for yourself, whether there was some doubt or some fear on the intentions of the other person that was involved in this situation, whatever it is, you're needing to just sort of surrender to how it is, how how it's playing out, okay? Because I feel a lot of times when that happens, we tend to get so involved in what's going on that we tend to impede the progress of what is transpiring. And in this situation, you know, understand that whatever played out, you need to release yourself of the shame or whatever it is that is sort of making you feel like I'm not worthy or I should have done something better, right? Like if you're taking on all of the blame and the shame, it's almost like you're hiding. You're trying to hide because you feel the blame and the shame. And this isn't what Spirit wants you to do. They want you to stand out tall and proud and understand that, yes, in doing what you did, right? No matter the situation, you had to take a risk. And with that, there are things that will occur. But again, focus on it from the perspective of your intention. What was your true intention? Was your true intention really malicious? Or did you have good intentions, but it just didn't work out that way? So I want you to really focus on that. The heart of your reading here is the 3 of Pentacles in reversed. So this tells me that this was a group situation. It could be a family situation, and it involved sort of like a project or something big or grand. But I feel that there was just a lot of lack of communication here, and there were a lot of different, it's almost like, you know, the saying, there's too many chefs in the kitchen stirring the pot, right? There's too many different ideas or ideals or values or morals in this situation that nobody's really working together. It's not cohesive to where you all are working together towards a common goal. And so I feel that this in and of itself has really taught you what your expectations or what you ultimately want in the future moving forward, right? With the Hierophant. I feel that this is really about looking at traditions, how people traditionally do things, or how, you know, maybe things are done in a corporate way that maybe you don't really jive with anymore, right? Like this is one of those complicated situations that I feel like you're looking at it and you're like, I don't want to be a part of this ever again. I have so many different ideas of how I want to do things and where I want to go. But I feel that you're so afraid that by doing that, you know, that it might not be successful, or that there might not be other people that would understand or that would see things the same way that you do, right? But here's the thing. The Queen of Wands is where you end here, pile 3. And the Queen of Wands is all about power, and it's all about standing in that power. It's about showcasing that talent. It's about being really passionate about something and letting that shine, right? You have something to offer here. I feel that whatever situation this was that has now come to an end, you need to let that go. Recognize, just accept it for what it is and move forward, because your continued reflection on that fear is really preventing you from showcasing your talents and your skills here with this Queen of Wands. You need to really let that shine through and understand. And here's what I'm going to say. Whatever transpired in this situation, that is a story that you ultimately rose above. You rose above this situation. And that is a story that you can share with others, that others can then learn from, can build upon, right? It is an experience that has taught you something. And so it's valuable. It is important, is a part of your journey, and is a part of your experience. So next we have future. Okay. Now I feel that, look, you have future and you have presence and you have exit. I love this. Okay. Here's what this is saying for you here, pile 3. Your future is determined by your present. So anything that you experience in the present moment is ultimately creating your future. I feel that the most important thing for you here, because at the heart of your reading you have presence, it's really about you being present in the moment. It's all about focusing on the now. It's all about focusing on what you are experiencing in the moment. Your future will take care of itself, right? I want you to look at your future as your desires, your passions, the things, the goals that you work towards to create it, to make it become a reality. But how you get there is in your present moment. It is how you feel about yourself in the moment. So if right now all you're feeling is fear, then you are creating an illusionary future, one that is not on a solid foundation. The exit is all about you choosing when it's time to make that shift, when it's time for you to exit out of that fear and into a new beginning that, yes, can be challenging, can be risky, but you ultimately get to choose. And I feel that it's now time. You're now being told now is the time. Now is the time to charge forward, to move ahead. Now it's time for the next step. That's what this exit is. This exit is all about you charging forward, moving ahead. Okay, our next cards are solar powered, knock knock. Love this. Is about opportunities, and smooth and easy. Love this. Pile 3. Look at this. So at the heart of your reading, you have knock knock. Okay. When I look at knock knock, I often refer to it as the messages and the guidance, opportunities that are being presented to us. And I feel that you are hearing, like your spirit team is really trying to get your attention. They're like, knock, knock. We're trying to give you the information that you need. We're trying to give you the messages and the guidance that you've been asking for, but you're not listening. So it's almost like they're knocking at the door, but you're not answering. And so they're trying to let you know, hey, we're here. Listen to what we have to say. Solar powered says, here comes the sun. Clear, beautiful light is shining on everything right now. All you need unfolds easily before you. Decisions are a snap as you pirouette into the ease of your own power, of your own unlimited connection to the universe. You can bask in this, knowing that light shines on everything you need to know today. So again, this is your spirit team letting you know, hey, here's the answer. Step into your power. Take that exit. Charge forward. Concentrate on your passion. Concentrate on the thing that ultimately brings you the most joy. Because this is where you are going to have smooth and easy trails. You won't have any friction. You won't be constantly worried about, obstacles in the way. And I feel this is your message. When you can surrender your fear of change, pile 3, they're wanting you to know that the road ahead is easy. You're on easy street. You're now free to roam as anywhere you want to go. The obstacles have all disappeared. Doors and windows are now opening for you to walk through. This is why you are now at that exit. Because that exit is ultimately leading you towards a new horizon, a new beginning, and experiencing things in a very different way. And look, you have the uncharted sea. This is about a new journey, a new adventure, one that is more in alignment with who you are, what you want to experience, and a new beginning. Then you have stars in the sky, limitless possibility. How much better does this get, pile 3? You literally have everything for you set out. It's all about you pointing that compass north towards your heart, your intuition, towards the things that you love, There are so many potential possibilities for you. It's just a matter of you walking through that door. You choosing when to take that exit. So now we're going to look at cards from my own personal deck called Essence of Divinity. And if you are interested in this deck, you can find a link in the description box down below to get your own deck. So we are starting off with hope. And I love this because this is what your spirit team is wanting you to know, is that you need to have faith that everything is going to work out in the end. And I feel a lot of times when we're in a state of fear, we lose all sense of hope. But your spirit team's knocking on that door, letting you know, hey, don't give up. Have faith. Everything is going to work out. And I want to point out that your next card here is rest and reset. So what does this say? It says, make time to rest and give your body and mind a break. So understand that when you are in fear, your mind is on constant overdrive. You are constantly thinking about all of the things that could go wrong. You're constantly, fretting over things that you have absolutely no control over. And that ultimately really sort of takes your body into a fight or flight response. And so when they come forward and say, hey, give it a rest, ease your mind. When they're telling you to be hopeful, it's because they're wanting you to be able to hear their whispers. They're knocking on the door, trying to give you the guidance and the inspiration that you need, but you're not listening, right? So the rest is ultimately a time for you to silence the noise in your mind so that you can hear their guidance and their messages. Look at this. At the heart of your reading, you have completion. So this is about you recognizing that whatever situation that you're in, it has now come to an end. So now all you need to do is keep moving forward. Find that exit, take that exit, and move ahead, because there's nothing but open doors and limitless possibilities for you here, pile 3. Next, you have divine intervention. Okay, so one important message here is that when we encounter change, and it sets us off into this fear state, it is often the unknown that puts us in that fear state. And with divine intervention, it wants you to sort of remember that you have to seek the light in the midst of all of the chaos that's going on, right? So it's about exploring the chaos and finding the light at the end of the tunnel. Recognizing that during this process, you were never alone. Your team was always there. You just simply needed to ask and listen for the guidance. And your last card, and I cannot stress this enough, pile 3, because this card, when I was shuffling, literally spit out at me. And it was them really saying, pay attention. You got angel numbers. And it's wanting you to know that your spirit team, the angels are speaking to you. Are you listening? Are you truly listening to them and what they're trying to, they're giving you the answers, they're giving you the insight and the guidance, but you're not listening. That's because you haven't set aside time to quiet the mind. Now, the last card that we have for you today is an Archangel Metatron card, and I'm going to read you what it says in the book. But again, this is about all of the guidance being accessible to you and you not listening. You got ancestors, okay, which is appreciation and healing, okay? So understand, so I do feel that whatever situation that has now come to an end, remember I said earlier that it sort of felt like it might have been a family issue. I do feel that this was, for some of you, it's probably a family issue. And this is your ancestors coming forward to let you know that this experience had to happen in order to change a cycle, right? So this meant that as uncomfortable as it might have been for you here, pile 3, know that it had to happen this way. Because you are breaking karmic cycles, and you're the only one that can do that. So here's what your message is from Archangel Metatron. Now is a time to remember where you have come from and what you may have inherited via your DNA, genetic memories, patterns, behaviors, always remembering that our ancestors did the best they could with what they knew at the time and the circumstances in which they lived their lives. Those on the other side of the veil often stand with us, waiting for forgiveness, acknowledgement, and freedom from pain that they were not able to clear while alive. Feeling them frees us. Healing is not limited to any one place, time, and event. Its effects are far-reaching and cross many realms of existence. Archangel Metatron, who has been in existence since this earth was created, has seen everything that has happened to you and your family, including members you never met, going back generation after generation. Repetitive issues or circumstances seem to play out again and again in families: poverty, alcoholism, infidelity, broken marriages, failed businesses. We have to heal the ancestors too. And with Metatron's help, you can do this by taking that healing back through the family line and then forward to future generations where DNA has been cleaned and the memories of past challenges replaced by optimistic strands to be planted in new, fertile lives. Think about what needs healing in your family line today and bring this to the light for clearing. There is so much ability and help from the past and from the future. Take a moment to look at the image on this card and see yourself as part of something much bigger than you can ever imagine. And see yourself as part of something much bigger. These souls are part of your soul group, always there and present if called. Realize too that the ancient figure at the back of the long line may be the new child now cradled in the Father's arms. The flow of love between the generations is constantly rebirthing itself and remembering what it is to be human. So pile 3, this is going to be your message on the clarity of what you need, what is being given to you as you release any doubt and surrender your fear of change. I want to thank you so much, Pile 3, for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Bye, guys.